Peter, when Peter sinned, and denied the Lord, Luke's gospel brings it out very beautifully. Luke's gospel says that when the cock crowed, right, the third time, Jesus turned around and looked at Peter. You ever read that verse? Can you imagine what went through Peter? Jesus turned around and looked at him. Jesus was with him right through the whole time. Jesus knew when he denied the first time. Jesus knew when he denied the second time. And Peter went out, it said, and wept bitterly. Can you imagine those eyes piercing through the man of God when he realized what he had done? I believe Peter felt that there was no hope, that he was going to be. But when Peter went out and wept bitterly, I believe he was so crushed he could have gone the route of Judas. You remember? Judas went out and hung himself. But he didn't, because of God's restraining grace. Amen? God held him because Jesus said to Peter, Peter, Satan has desired to sift you like wheat. But I have prayed for you that your faith does not fail. So he fell, but he was not utterly cast down. Amen. Because of the restraining grace of God. See, Jesus was trying to teach Peter a lesson. And this was a lesson that would put him in good stead for the rest of his ministry. He learned humility. He learned obedience. He learned how to watch and pray. He learned faithfulness. But he was restored by Jesus Christ because of God's grace, God's love for him. And I believe it was God's grace that caused Peter to go out to that place. It doesn't say where he went, but he went out somewhere and he wept bitterly. And Jesus was with him then. And after Jesus rose from the dead, it says, go tell the disciples and Peter. And Peter. I believe Peter was somewhere else. You understand what I'm saying? I believe he was still in despair and depressed. And Jesus met him at the point of his need and came to him and said, boy, Simon, son of Jonah, lovest thou me more than these? And he asked Peter the question 3 times. Why 3? This was the restoring grace of Jesus Christ. Restoring the man who had fallen back to a place of ministry, a place of abiding in the presence of God. Amen? Aren't you glad that Jesus restores us? So he specializes in restoring us. Psalmist says, he restoreth my soul. He restores us, brethren, when we fall, when we make a mess of things. Says, you will guide me with your counsel, and afterwards you take me into glory. And the psalmist's response was, verse 25, whom have I in heaven but you? He came to a place where he realized that no one else can bring satisfaction. No one else can bring help but God himself. And brethren, sometimes we go through a phase where there's no one who can really help us. It's only God